She had planned to stay only long enough for a cup of coffee and a glance at the map. The bus stop town was barely a dot, one cafe, a library with peeling paint, and a playground where the swings squeaked like old hinges. She sat by the window, watching dust drift across the road, telling herself that motion was her gift. Keep moving, don't attach, don't ask what happens next. That had been the rule since she learned how easily, next, could fall apart. The waitress set down the mug without asking for her order. House blend, she said, like this was a place where people remembered you. The coffee was strong and a little bitter, and it warmed her hands in a way she hadn't realized she missed. Outside, a little girl in a red jacket pushed herself higher on the swing, her shoes scuffing the dirt. She laughed every time she reached the peak, as if flight were a secret she'd discovered all on her own. The girl hopped off and ran toward the cafe door, tugging it open with both hands. She scanned the room, then fixed on the window. "Hi," she said, climbing onto the chair across from her without asking. There was a smudge of dirt on her cheek and a seriousness in her eyes that didn't match her age. "Hi," she answered, surprised at how easily the word came. "You're not from here," the girl said, not unkindly. "Your shoes are city shoes." She smiled despite herself. "That obvious. My daddy says people who stay have dust on their boots," the girl said, swinging her legs. "People who go have shiny shoes." She glanced down at her shoes, scuffed but still holding a hint of polish. The girl leaned closer, lowering her voice like she was sharing a secret. "Do you want to meet my daddy?" The question landed heavier than it should have. She almost laughed it off, but something in the girl's earnestness stopped her. "Why?" she asked. "Because he fixes things," the girl said promptly. "And he makes pancakes on Tuesdays. And he knows all the names of the clouds." She paused, then added, "and because you look lonely." Lonely was a word she usually dodged, like a puddle on a sidewalk. She stirred her coffee instead. "What's your name?" "Mara," the girl said. "What's yours?" She told her, and it felt like giving a gift she'd kept wrapped too long. Mara beamed, slid off the chair, and held out her hand. "Come on, he's at the library. He's fixing the door again." She hesitated, glancing at the clock on the wall. 10 minutes, she told herself. Curiosity was harmless. The library smelled of paper and glue, and sunlight striped the floor through tall windows. A man knelt by the door hinge, tools spread like a patient argument around him. He looked up when they entered, his smile quick and surprised. "Mara," he said, gentle but firm. "You promised." "I found someone," Mara interrupted, tugging her hand forward. "She's passing through." The man stood, wiping his hands on a cloth. His eyes met hers, steady and kind, the kind that didn't rush you toward an answer. "Welcome," he said. "Passing through can be important." She felt something loosen, just a fraction. Outside, the bus sighed as it pulled in, doors opening like a question. Inside, the clock ticked, patient and unafraid.